333. R.I.P.P. Don P. PhD. Yo. I said, R.I.P. TV. Tell a homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? R.I.P.P. God bless the real. Only for the righteous. The rest will go to hell. Flipping through the book of Revelation. Figure it out. Transliterate the translation. Do it yourself. It's the last days. Life is a test and we in a cage. Concrete jungle. Everyday struggle. Fuck the pain. I'm on some HNIC shit. A Gellion 3 shit. If you don't know what I mean, you was never G. Real shit. R.I.P. Yo, P, play that beat back, 333. Burn some weed, repeat that. Shake me up a tuka pack, break me off for 20 pieces. I'm gone, never looking back. Y'all can't talk to me. R.I.P. TV, tell a homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? Like the weed, play some IMD for me. It's hell on earth for real, but y'all don't wanna see paper trail politics. All the shit was prophecy, strictly for the family. Peace to the prodigy. R.I.P.P. I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. R.I.P.P. I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. Yo.
Yo, what up, everybody? Yeah, sorry for the technical glitches on the first attempt to get the Dour Hour popping today. But this is what happens with Macs and USB-powered mics. I did not have my mic plugged in before I hit launch, and that was my fault. I'd be high, whatever. So, yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Dour Hour. I am me, you are you, and we are the 333. So, yeah, totally fucking up earlier. My bad, everyone. So, as I always ask in the Dour Hour, what the fuck is up, yo? I should probably put up an Instagram post to say I'm actually doing this right now. I'm doing dope. I hope you guys are too. Staying productive and getting things done. Yo, I totally 100% missed out on morning meditation today because I was asleep, man. I don't know what to tell you. I was knocked out until about 11 this morning. So that you know, I'm not perfect. I don't make them all. I try to. Which means I have not consumed the blue juice today. Easy ID. That fucking sucks. I mean, hopefully it's winter wherever you're at and you can just, like, throw everything outside. Maybe, hope some bears don't eat it or something. I don't know where you live at. But if you're living somewhere warm and tropical, you better start eating. Missouri. Yeah, you got some snow then. Put that shit outside. You'll be fine. You probably have some, like, stray cats or something get into it, but it might have, because that would make sense as to why my esteemed co-host for today's Dour Hour has been acting kind of weird. Hey, duties. But yeah, he's been acting a little bit out of character lately. He will turn 3 on, what is today, the 4th? In 4 days. You're going to be 3 in 4 days, dude. Look at those bear paws. Shut the fuck up, Dad. I know I'm not the only human being who has conversations with their dog in their head and has made up a whole voice and style of talking and things of that way. So, time to power up real quick, and then we'll talk about whatever it is we're going to talk about today. And the wolf knows what time is up. He says, there's a blunt happening soon, and I want nothing to do with it. I will say this. After a month of doing this, with the blue super juice, totally gotten used to it at this point. It doesn't even taste horrible anymore. See you later, buddy. Yeah, I don't even taste it anymore. It just, my brain requires it. It's like, how can you go from driving a Ferrari down to a Ford Festiva? I like Ferraris, man. I want my brain to keep on spinning. So, welcome to the Dour Hour, everybody. Now that I've powered up, fitting that it's 3:33 somewhere. Well, it will be in a couple seconds. And I'm about to light this blunt. So, it's also very beneficial to your blood-brain barrier, which is your last line of defense. So, I fully recommend it to everybody. They don't pay me for this. I am not sponsored by them in any way whatsoever. I still have to buy my stuff from them, and I don't care. I don't care. Being healthy in modern day humanity is expensive, and it takes effort. So I don't fucking care. And it's cheaper than a doctor, I know that much. So, just a couple of us here for the Dour Hour today because I'm fucking up somehow. Hold on, I gotta put up a post. All right, I'm back in there. Yeah, it's very similar to chlorella. I can only go off of the experience that I have, and I only have experience with spirulina. I have not tried chlorella, and I'm good. I'm sticking with this one. So, what's going on, everybody? I got some things developing. Some things are happening. I've reached out to some companies and some things, and I am building relationships with them that will benefit the 333 and will benefit your sound. So I will make these announcements and whatnot during everybody's favorite show on 333 TV, Beat Boutique tonight at 9 o'clock. So, definitely get your music that you're working on together, and we will make it sound dope together. What else is going on in the world, everybody? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? If there's nothing to talk about and nobody to converse with, then I will probably fucking bang on, make some beats real quick or something. Anyway, if you want to join the Dour Hour, send me your email. I'll send you the Zoom link. And we'll talk about whatever it is you want to talk about today. See, this is the problem. Well, we won't call it a problem. We're going to properly... Mazar, what up? We'll properly enunciate and use the proper verbiage. One of these small hurdles that appears in front of you whenever you're doing an open forum thing such as this, and I don't plan for anything, I just go live and just do it, is sometimes I'm going to be boring as hell. So... I appreciate your guys' patience with me because it's not all entertaining at all times. Sometimes it is. Sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes there's some dope music. Sometimes I'm not. So, yeah. What the fuck is going on? Oh, shout out to the homie Ski Beats who has sent in his winner for our January 333 beat battle. I have picked my winner. I don't know who the 333 is picked, but to be perfectly honest with you, it doesn't fucking matter because Ski and I both voted for the same thing, so 2-1 winner. Yeah, man. What else going on? What else? What are we going to talk about? What we want to do? What is really occurring? Valentine's Day is coming up. Does anybody care? Mazar, Easy ID just mentioned that. So if everybody's mentioning that and the wolf is acting kind of crazy, then I would believe that we have indeed going into retrograde, which... It seemed like the entire 2020, some planetary system was in retrograde somewhere that affected this one. What's funny is human beings are so myopic. We think we're so important that our 60 to 75 year expected lifespan is the only one that exists. So how can we comprehend anything beyond our own scope of time? So... this literally could be a solar cyclical thing to where there is retrograde for an entire year because once in a billion year cycle was happening over the last year. And maybe that's why society broke. It's probably why the Mayans collapsed. All types of ill shit. Things are cyclical, but we think we're way more important than we actually are. So that's why the Illuminists and the powerful people are able to accomplish things. A, they're extremely driven, but B, they do not have myopic views of their life cycle. They understand that time goes beyond them on this plane. So they will do and work on things and enact things that they will never see the fruit of their labor. But they don't fucking care. They're going to do it anyway. That's why they consider themselves the enlightened ones. Because they are privy to information and theories, theologies, trains of thought, and knowledge that other people don't get access to. Now, the younger version of myself used to despise this shit, and I still don't like it. But the requirement of a certain understanding in order to access levels of knowledge and information. Now I get it as an adult. Because, thanks, Bizarre. Because knowledge is power, and power in the wrong hands is terrible. We've seen it. So knowledge in the wrong hands is also terrible. So without a profound understanding of the power that you possess with this knowledge and the things that you can create, now I get why it is not accessible to the masses. The masses as a whole are not even close to being ready for this way of thought, this level of consciousness. Well, it is a threat to those in power. So I'm not even thinking about the threat in power. I'm just thinking of the lack of understanding and application that would come with the uninitiated or the unenlightened just be given all this information all at once. Like, it's the way it's all been set up. It has to be, and I don't even know what the ratio of time would be versus building and breaking down of this system of hidden knowledge, but we know it's been going on forever. So if it took 5,000, 10,000 years for this system of hidden knowledge to be created and maintained, it's going to take, at minimum, the equal amount or exponentially more, 2 to 3 times more, the same amount of time to tear down the old system slow enough to the where society won't just completely collapse and then build a new one. So we're never going to see the change in this physical lap around the sun. I mean, the movie was terrible. It was really poorly written and just so, the execution was so underwhelming. But the new Wonder Woman movie, 1984, kind of shows you in that vein what they're talking about or what I'm talking about right now. Because everyone's granted their wishes and desires. Lou Banga, what up, homie? Mazar, what up? And with that kind of capabilities, you can't give that power to people and that capability. You just can't give everybody what they want. You know, so it's weird. So, Lou, make sure you tap in for Beat Boutique tonight, man. It's everybody's favorite show. At least it's my favorite show on 333 TV. We'll just say my favorite new show. My favorite show will always be RIP TV. I don't give a fuck. It was the original. I think people who think the earth is flat are absolutely fucking retarded. They have no understanding about physics. It's funny that the people who do all these flat earth experiments always prove their theories wrong. So if you just understand physics alone, you'll understand how things get pressed into a perfect sphere. And literally only within physics and the math can a sphere be created. Right? So if you have any physics training or science or anything like that, it will all absolutely make sense to you. Now, what I think about the flat earthers, Lord Rich, that is hysterical to me, is they will tell you that Mars is there and that the moon is right there and that the sun is round and all of those are orbs, but because they saw a meme on the internet that broke down, had an alternate interpretation of some ancient book that where the words that they use can be viewed as the earth is flat, the giant ice shelf around us and all that. Shut the fuck up. So what my question is, what are all these flat earthers going to think whenever they start doing space tourism? Because we're literally right on the edge of space tourism. Like, they're going to start taking people who can afford it up into space on leisure trips, and then in the future it's just going to be a normal thing. So with the flat earthers, what happens when they go out? Yeah, Lord Richard's a bunch of them to refer to it. Now, the funny thing, another funny aspect about the flat earth theory is most of that theory is derived from the same time period as when everyone thought the earth was the center of the fucking universe and that the sun rotated around it. It's all from the same time period, and the earth is the center theory was it for forever until it was actually proven wrong. So shit, who knows, I might be wrong. I'm not right about everything, but I've had many physics classes in my education, and it's just how spheres form in a vacuum. Pressure, heat, it's just how it works. Now, a real interesting question that you should have shot at me is, what do I think the moon is? Because there's a couple different theories about what the moon actually is. So, one prevailing ancient theory is that the moon is remnants of a very, very, very ancient war. And we're talking on a massive scale that planets are getting blown up and shit. And that the Grand Canyon is the result. This is a theory. It was the result of a ship crash landing, and carving out that line. And during that time period, that there was a collision with Earth, and the material that had broken off eventually formed into another orb, because that's what happens in a vacuum of space with pressure and physics and gravity. So, I don't know, that one's kind of wild. There's something in the Hindu religious text about all that, about the ancient wars between gods and aliens and shit. Another prevailing theory about the moon, and this one's a fun one, is that it is a observation station, and that it's actually hollow, and it is literally like the Truman Show, where they're just watching this experiment that is humanity. Yeah, Lou, so they flew a rocket into the moon to see what would happen, and when it made its impact, it sounded like a giant hollow metal. They just started making reverberating. So there's that theory. There's other things that lead credence to that, i.e., why have we never been back to the moon? Well, the theories and the stories go that once they got up there, there was already stuff up there, and they were like, "Yo, don't ever fucking come back here." So, yeah, I know about that one. No. That particular one, no, I don't. Do I think that we have been to the moon? Yes. The one that was filmed? No, not even close, dude. They hired Stanley Kubrick to do the filming. Like, he admitted it. Or it might not have been him. It might have been somebody else, but Francis Ford Coppola or somebody, some huge director back then, to fucking make the video. So, yes, they have definitely been to outer space and whatnot and to the moon before, because there was released documents about how they went up there and there were like glass pyramids and glass buildings already there, and they were basically told, don't ever fucking come back here. And that's basically why nobody ever goes back. Now, China has recently been like, yo, fuck that shit, we going up there. So I guess they're about to go meet whoever's there, and since the moon does not rotate, it only orbits in a solitary set state. What's on the opposite side, you couldn't even, how could you ever tell unless you've been there? So that's what's really interesting. What's on the opposite side that they know nobody on this planet can see? Boy, YouTube is not going to like this conversation. I'll guarantee you that one. So, Lou Bang, and now you're starting to think about what Hollywood actually is. So, they love to tell you about things that have happened in the form of movies. I think the encoded messaging and whatnot. So, yeah, Transformers, man. I'm not saying that the robots are what they found up there, but a crashed spaceship is the conspiracy theory, and that's why there was a race to get to the moon. It wasn't, let's see who can get there first, patriotism, nationalism and all that shit. It was a race to go up there and get what crashed and get its fucking tech so you can reverse engineer it and shit. Same thing the Nazis did. How do you think the Nazis went from World War I? People were literally riding fucking horses in World War I. And they take the leap up to World War II and the Nazis have fucking rockets and missiles. Well, the Nazis in the Siberian fucking tundra or whatever you call that shit up there, the frozen Siberian landscape, downed UFO, and the Nazis were the first ones to get up there and go get it, and then all of a sudden they have rockets out of nowhere. We fucking horses and single shot guns, and then all of a sudden we have fucking missiles and rockets, and jets. What? Well, Lou Banga, they also had those declassified videos of the UFOs that the Nazis tried to create. And they couldn't get it right. They couldn't get it right because it's not the tech that they can't get right. It's the material. The shit that they're making these UFOs and whatnot, the stuff doesn't even exist on this planet. So, I mean, there's a story about that's where plastic came from, is that it was technology that was given to us by aliens way back in the day, in exchange of information and whatnot, and they were the ones who showed humans how to make plastic. Yeah, Easy ID. Yo, if you, I'm just gonna call you Easy Eye. It's much easier for I. You like what I did there? So, if you watch Black Mirror now, that's got to be the new version of the X-Files and the Twilight Zone, for this generation, because a bunch of shit that was in Black Mirror seems to be coming into existence in reality. And the actual writer of Black Mirror said that he didn't want to make any more episodes because he felt like he was creating the future. I find things like that are released in the public forum when somebody of that stature says words like that, I find it very telling. Creating the future. I don't think it's already in creation. This is more of like showing you what it's about to be like, which it kind of already is on just lower levels. Genius, though. Dope fucking show. The one about the killer robot dogs, though, that shit was pretty fucking scary, to be honest with you. Because autonomous AI weaponry like that, if you make it fully autonomous, there is no way to stop it. You can't make it fully autonomous. It's fucking the hubris of these scientists and engineers to want to be the one who came up with it so their name can be etched in history. That's literally all it is. There's none of these assholes working on AI are just like, yes, this will free humanity and usher in the next age, right? More like the hubris of science and whatnot. They just want their name attached to it because your name will live for as long as this iteration of humanity exists. I mean, the only thing with Bill Cooper, though, is his job as the encryptor decryptor means that he was literally first-hand knowledge. So that's the only thing. Yeah, Lou, people are nuts. They think a scientist can't be bought. Like, are you serious? Do you think that being a scientist is a job that you can apply for? No, you have to apply for grants and whatnot to pay for the research that you want to do. So you have to have companies and people that believe in what you're doing and want to pay for you to research some topic or develop something. You just don't get out of college and be like, yo, I'm going to go develop bioweapons and AI and things like that, and then just get a job at some lab. It doesn't work like that. So science, just like doctors and just like politicians, can be bought very easily. I mean, almost every single scientific study is funded by some outside source, an outside group. So you are beholden to your funders. That's just the way it works. You know, it's like if you're signed to a record label and you try to put out an album and they wanted you to put out the album that they wanted you to put out. Well, they paid for it. So you're going to have to do what they want. And these scientists are the same way, man. The only way they can be scientists is to keep getting funding. Somebody pay, somebody give me a grant, somebody give me a 5-year grant so I can, that's what it is. So, yeah, lots of random topics today. Functo. What up, homie? Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, it's always good to have, when somebody that you are dealing with, professionally or personally, fucks you over something small, a couple $100, $1,000, $2,000 or something like that. It's great because you filter them out of your system before it was $1 million, because if they're willing to do it for $100 or 20 or 50 or whatever, they're definitely going to do it when it's big time, like 1 trillion%. So, It's pretty fucking dope. It's all about everything's about perspective. You know, you can look at a scenario where somebody you're dealing with fucked you over for a couple $1,000s, and then you could be like, well, that just killed everything we were building, blah 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 blah, all this work. Or you could be like, well, now I know, can't fuck with them, filtered them out. We keep moving forward, keep building. There's always steps that you have to take backwards. You're always going to have to retrace, and no matter what you're doing. Even if you're fucking making beats, I have to do that shit all the time. I have to go backwards and be like, oh, no, get rid of that thing now. Crosser, what up, man? I hope you are ready for Beat Boutique tonight, homie. What's my opinion on SpaceX? This is what happens whenever you allow private enterprise to do things like that. Some humans who are ultra rich will sit there and build rockets. You can't just have the national controlling party being the ones that's like, oh, we're the only ones that can do this. So the freedom to allow these ultra rich people to do this, yeah, whatever, let them rock. Elon Musk, Richard Branson, who else is in that game? Who's the Virgin Galactic guy? That's Richard Branson. What's the other one? SpaceX. I forget who owns those. It's probably Bezos or something. I find it interesting that he just stepped down from Amazon. I wonder what the fuck he's going to try to do next. Yeah, see, he's probably going to jump into the space race. The race for space. I mean, I don't watch TV, homie. It's whatever. I watch football, though. I don't give a fuck. I like football. It's not brainwashing me. Yeah, these two are good. These two are like going at it right now. It's actually kind of funny. Billionaires having a fight over who can out-billionaire each other. That shit is hilarious. That is the world that I do not comprehend, nor do I wish to have the means to comprehend that. I'm probably one of the few people who doesn't want to be a billionaire, man. I'm good on that shit, dude. Yeah, dude, it's going to be interesting to see where they take it from here. I mean, it's hard for me not to say space is real when I've seen UFOs twice. And literally one of them, well, actually both of them did the thing where they just went gone instantaneously, like at a speed that doesn't make sense. You know, so if there is no space and we're on a flat fucking disc of nonsense, then where did they come from? And how do I get one of those? That shit was fast as hell, yo. No, I was with P, though. So, I wasn't by myself. And we were literally sitting there talking about it as it, like, moved, stopped, and then just went, it was gone. It was so funny that we were literally sitting there talking about it. Like, that one right there. I bet you that's a fucking UFO. We were in the California desert. And it's like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. All right, so I'll tell you this story. We were doing the Rock the Bells tour during the Albert Einstein year, and it was not Mobb Deep booked on tour. It was just P with Alchemist. So we did Rock the Bells in LA. And then we had Rock the Bells in San Francisco was the next stop. It was like 10 days in between stops. Well, there was no point in flying everyone back to New York and then turning around and flying back to San Francisco in the same week, especially when P and Alchemist were so tight. So we just went and stayed at Al's crib. So when it was time to finally drive up to San Francisco, this guy's the one who's got to drive the van. It's me, P, Alchemist, Twin, and the DJ. I can't remember his fucking name. I never remember his name for this story. And Twin was just like, yo, son, I got you. I'm going to stay awake with you the whole time. Because I was slightly upset because it's a 6.5 hour drive. And I would like to have not to have to drive through all night because I'm smoking blunts and hanging out in the studio and recording people too. Like, everyone's recording and doing records and hanging out at Al's instead of us leaving. I'm like, I'm the one who's got to drive. Twin was just like, yo, I got you, son. I'm going to stay up the whole trip. I promise you that within the first 40 minutes, Twin was knocked out. Twin was out. Al was knocked out. The DJ was knocked out. We had somebody else with us because there were 6 of us in that big-ass van. But B and P, the dopest ever, just like, yo, don't worry about it, son. I got you. So I drove. Kal-El, what up? P sat in the passenger side. And about every hour, I just like, yo, P, roll up, son. And he wasn't even smoking weed at the time. He would just roll me a blunt and then just hand it to me. Light it for me and then hand it to me and let me just keep driving. And we weren't really listening to music during the trip because it was just me and P. We were just talking about whatever. So we get outside of L.A., and we hit the desert, and we're going north. I don't know if you guys have ever been in the California desert, like in between L.A. and San Francisco. Dude, there's nothing there. There's nothing. There's not no guardrails, no fucking street lights, no nothing. It's flat and a straight line for hours. And since there's no light pollution, no cities, no lights, no nothing, you can see every star that your eyes have the capability to see. You will see them all at that moment. So, me and P started talking about UFOs. And I was just like, yo, P, if we're going to see a UFO, it's going to be during this drive because... dude, it's the desert, man. We'll actually see it out here. And I'm like, yo, roll the fuck up, son. So he rolls up. And as he's rolling up, I literally said this. You look at the rear view mirror in the van. Now, mind you, flat and straight for hours. There was this star, or this light, or whatever, to the left of the rear view mirror, like right off the edge of the left, in my view. I don't know what P's view at his angle where it was at, but in my view it was right here. Well, what would be here for you guys? And it was unusually brighter than the rest of them in the same cluster and area, and I'm just like, that shit right there is probably a fucking UFO, dude. Now, hours go by and blunts go by, and it's now like 3-4 o'clock in the fucking morning, and we haven't seen even a gas station or anything other than desert in a straight line of pavement for like 4 fucking hours. And we started talking about it again, and he was just like, man, I don't think we're going to see a UFO out here. I was just like, no, fuck that shit, man. We still got like an hour and a half before we're even going to see civilization. And Camille, what up? As we were talking about it, I look at the rearview mirror and I mention that fucking star. Oh, Aldona, I forget that that's you. And as we're literally discussing that particular dot of light in the sky, driving forward. The shit just goes sideways. Stops. And then just takes off vertically. Like, I mean, it didn't disappear. You could tell that it went from in front of you to just instantaneously gone, like a movie. Like they went into warp drive or something. And then we just looked at each other, and I was just like, dude, I fucking told you we were going to see a UFO out here. And then that was it. It wasn't even like we were like, oh my God, you guys fucking, we didn't wake nobody up. It was literally just like, I fucking told you, dude. It wasn't shocking to me. That's the second one I had seen. And then, you know, if you read P's book, or you heard the interview or him talk about it, the first time he saw a UFO, he broke it down in great detail. Now, the first time I saw one was my 6th birthday party. And I grew up on a farm, huge backyard, like football field side, flat backyard. And we were playing Spotlight. And when you play Spotlight in the country in a field like that, that would be hilarious, right? You can kind of just lay out in the middle of the field. And if you don't make a noise and they don't step on you, they're never going to find you. So I'm laying there, and I'm just sitting there. And out of nowhere, this giant disc, and I mean big, it was bigger than my parents' house. My parents have a giant farmhouse. Comes over top of the fucking house. 100% silent. Did not make a single noise. No, you didn't hear any drives running or any like buzzing, any mechanical noises. Nothing. And shit was completely silent. And it went over top of the house. And it stopped in the field, kind of above the electric lines. It was white, if you guys want to know the colors. And there were some lights on it, but it wasn't a whole bunch of lights. This wasn't a movie. And it kind of hovered there for a second. And then it did the same goddamn thing, dude. It went from fully visible in front of me to light years away instantaneously. Now, why do I even bring this up? Well, you need validation and things like that. So, years and years and years later, I bring up this discussion about playing Spotlight on that day with my cousin Brian. And he brought up the goddamn UFO. He was just like, I never said anything to anyone because I didn't know if anybody would believe me. He was like, you saw it too? I'm like, of course I saw that shit. It was fucking huge. So, we still talk about it every once in a while. If either of us brings it up, we're just like, hell yeah, we saw that shit. This is not a music forum, homie. This is the Dour Hour. This is you listening to me talk about nonsense while I smoke weed. That's what we do on this one. So, yeah, I've had two personal experiences with UFOs. I've probably interacted with aliens on a face-to-face basis, to be honest with you. Dank, what up, homie? What you smoking on during the Dour Hour? Because I am smoking some gelato that is pretty fucking good. Alright, let's play a game. Who wants to play a game? You see this shirt? See if you can read what it says. It says Keystone State #1 Invitational Basketball Camp. Why am I bringing this up? Well, I'm high. The second reason that I'm bringing this up let's play a game. How old do you think this shirt is? And it's still, I can kind of see through it, but not really. It's not, it's still functioning. How old do you guys think this shirt is? So, I'll give you a little background. I up until I started playing football, because I was too, my parents always thought I was too small to play football as a little kid, so they wouldn't let me. All I ever did was play basketball. That was it. That was my way out of the country and to the rest of the world. So I was pretty fucking dope, man. So I did, fortunately, get to attend some high-end recruitment camps that you have to be invited to, and this was one of them for the state of Pennsylvania. And this shirt was for getting third place in the 3-on-3 contest. And dude, I was in 8th fucking grade. Let's see, I was probably 13, 27 years old. This shirt, still rocking. That is a high quality shirt from Keystone State Invitational. I promise you, I have worn this shirt to the gym for the last 27 fucking years, and it's still, I don't know how, it still is a thing, but it is. I don't even know what company this was. The tag is completely it's all white, like, who knows, but yo, shout out to Keystone State Invitational for the ill consolation prizes in their tournaments, because this shirt is literally this shirt is older than a lot of you. It's 27 fucking years old, man. That's incredible. I had to have washed this shirt a fucking 10,000 times in the last 27 years. Yeah, Crosby, that's the funny thing, is this shirt still fits me. It's not like I got any bigger. I gained weight, but I only grew like 3 or 4 more inches. Yeah, no, dude, this is like the most incredible shirt of all time. It has been 27 years. It has held it down. And I cut off the sleeves the first day I got it. And it has not ripped at all. This is incredible. Shout out to Keystone State. Shout out to UT and for the hat. You see, I am rocking that shit. Yo, Kal-El, I have a pair of Burberry shorts that I got from Germany. And they were not shorts because Burberry doesn't make shorts. They were capri pants that my mom cut and turned into shorts. I have had those shorts since I was in college. That's 20 years I have had these Burberry shorts, and I can promise you, they still look exactly and feel exactly like they did the same day I got them. They have not faded one bit. It's not like I don't wear them. I wear them playing golf all the fucking time. And my mom used to say every time she would wash them, she'd be like, these literally still look new. So there is something to say for the quality in clothes, because yeah, Burberry is extremely well put together, and dude, they literally look exactly like they did when I got them. It's incredible. Roger Harper, what up, homie? Yeah, Roger Harper, man. Junior high. basketball camp shirt. Still rocking it. I hope everybody's ready for the motherfucking Super Bowl. Well, I mean, speaking on the quality of materials and things like that, that's why whenever I make merchandise, it takes me forever because I make sure that it is as high quality as I can possibly get it and still make it financially viable. You know, I can get hoodies done. Dude, I found a company that does the dopest fucking blank hoodies wholesale. They were $84 each wholesale with nothing on them. I was just like, yeah, these are awesome. But are you really trying to make something that you're going to have to charge people $150 for the hoodie to come out on top? You still got to get the fucking shit put on it and, you know, packaging and shipping and all that stuff. It's going to cost well over $100 just to get them done. And I'm not, that's not my style. I'm not out here trying to take everybody's money. I promise you that. I know the money is a tool, but I can guarantee you that I won't say that I don't give a fuck, but I am not motivated by it in any means whatsoever, and that's why P always said that I'm a threat to the game because I can't be bought. There's nothing that they can do. He said there's nothing they can do with you, dude. They can't buy you. You know, they can't get you to sell your soul. They can't use you. So I was like, well, I don't give a fuck, dude. I already made it to where I wanted to go. Infamous. So what's up? Well, I've also had the fortunate opportunities to hang out with some very, very, very wealthy people. I'm not talking rich. I'm talking wealthy people. And what I noticed is as the wealth increased, so did the misery. And I learned that one real quick. That money is definitely not the answer. That your happiness and peace will be found in other ways. And then you can go get money after that so that you can live comfortably. Or even use it as a tool to go help and better other people's lives. Whatever you want to use it for, it is essentially a tool. But I have seen firsthand people with literal $1 billion and they were fucking miserable. Their life never stops. It's 24 hours of just maintaining this $1 billion thing. It's just, where is the living? Like, where? It doesn't even exist. You're only existing to acquire a number so that it can be a bigger number than the next person. Roger Harper, man, you know, we talked about it. These billionaire owners, man, some of them, it's just like an arms race with these guys. Once again, we'll bring it back to Les Snead for the Rams. That guy's giving out $100 million contracts to everybody. Shit, I just started working out, Roger. Just give me a tryout. Give me a one-day contract. I could probably still run one route across the middle. But the second that somebody hits me, my career is over with, people. My body is not built to absorb those impacts anymore. Yeah, Roger, you already know, man. When you acquire wealth of that magnitude, generally the people around you are there for that reason in some capacity. So the main intention within this given interaction with another person is usually for them to come up in some way, to use your wealth, your connections, your empire, your whatever to better their life and situation. So it's like, how many genuine relationships and friends do you actually have at that point? So without that, then the point of humanity kind of gets lost in the fold. So the personal relationship side of things when you have money like that is kind of like gone. Look at the types of people you have to hang out with, other billionaires, and they're all fucking weirdos. And then, your spouse is definitely there because of some money. Like, don't get it twisted. Let's not be stupid here. They're looking at it like, well, hell yeah, I'll marry this person. So, and then if you grow up outrageously rich like that, then you will see that you have no time. Your time is spent on your empire. So if you have kids, you're not in their lives. So then your kids end up, you don't even know who your fucking kids are. So it's really wild. It's really wild that it's not everyone is like that. It's just, it seems to be the case. And the biggest indicator that you could see in wealth is money doesn't change you. It gives you access to all the things you've always wanted to do with no restrictions. And you will see, and it happens with success too. Because now, success and social clout, social currency, sometimes is worth more than actual financial currency. So, that seems to be the target. More. Absolutely bananas, people. So, my life lesson to anybody who's stoned enough to listen to me talk: find whatever it is that makes you happy, and then find a way to make money doing it. So you have to understand that if you want to make beats, or you rap, or you cook, or you make clothes, or you paint, or whatever it is that you do, and that's what your joy is, if you can find a way to support yourself doing that, then you have won the game of life. That's the whole goal. Because if you're following your passion and you can support yourself only doing that, then you're not going to work. You're not working. That's what you want to do. You wake up like, hell yeah, it's about time to get busy. Like me, personally, I wake up, I'm not a morning person, but I wake up and I'm like, all right, let's go. I got a lot of things to do today. It's time to meditate. It's time to fucking make music. It's time to make beats. It's time to promote, create, build, all that shit. And then in the evening, I'm going to do some type of show on this channel, and then it just keeps going, man. I'm busy and I'm cool with it, because all the things that I'm doing, I want to do. So, do I need $1 billion? Fuck no. Good God. What would I do if I was suddenly given $1 billion? You know what sucks about that, dude, is you'd be like, oh yeah, I only need 20 million for the rest of my life and I'm good. I don't want to change. Well, what are you going to do with the rest of the money? You can give it away. That's so much motherfucking money. How do you even give it away? Who do you give it to? How do you use it? How do you distribute it to where it's going to be used properly and make things happen? Do you just take $1 billion and be like, I'm about to build a city in the middle of this desert. Everybody gets to live here for free. I'm building utopia. I don't know. It's going to take decades to get that shit done. I don't know, dude. I don't want it. I don't want $1 billion. That's fucking retarded, in my view. I don't want the responsibility. Can you imagine the pressure of having $1 billion? Jesus fucking Christ. Everybody's like, oh man, you can do whatever you want. No, you got to keep that shit. Oh my God. All right, so let's live in fantasy world for a second. I hit the lotto, and all of a sudden I have $1 billion. Well, now you've given access to things that very few people on the planet even know exist. I'm out of here, homie. I'm going to whatever other planets and hanging out with aliens. I'm smoking intergalactic weed all over this goddamn galaxy. I'm hitting every jump room, every ship, whatever it takes, whatever they're already using. Then $1 billion can buy me. Let's go. Let's go. I'm out. I'd put $100 million aside to take care of whatever P's estate needs. Whatever it needs. Here's $100 million. There's no way that you can't keep P's message out there with $100 million. So we're doing that, and then I'm taking the other $900,000 or $900 million, and we out, man. We out. I'm going somewhere else. What's up with Mars, Neptune? What's up with these places? Oh yeah, I'm definitely playing golf every morning. Let's be realistic here. And my custom tailored suit game would be impeccable. My dog would be absolutely ecstatic because, I mean, it's not like he doesn't get everything he wants all day anyway. But yeah, dude, $1 billion. I can't imagine the responsibility with that. I don't even want to fathom it. It's just too much. When you have $1 billion and you have an empire like that, do you know how many people are dependent upon you? How many people feed their families and pay their rent and live through your empire, through jobs, positions, earnings, things of this nature? Dude, there's like sometimes it's tens of thousands of people depend on you to make sure your shit is operating. That is pressure that I do not want to experience. I'm good on that one. Now, as an athlete, I always thrived on pressure. Big games, big moments. Fun. Big crowds. Awesome. Time to perform. Let's do this shit. Love it. But the pressure of being like, yeah, if I fuck up, then like 10,000 people lose their jobs and houses and shit like that. That's too much. My ambition lies in other things. My ambition is to affect humanity in some way, even at the smallest scale possible. And now the most pertinent issue at hand and at the forefront of my focus is holding it down for P. And then if I can wax poetic and open up a fortune cookie for somebody and say something that, you know, sparks a thought or possibly leads somebody to an alternative solution or to better themselves in any way, then fuck yeah. You know, I find myself a quagmire sometimes if I step outside and look at myself. So I know how my brain works, and I know the intellect level and the vocabulary and dumb shit like that, but then I'll say dumb shit like dumb shit and fuck yeah and smoke blunts all fucking day. And it's so weird. But constant cursing has been proven to be a sign of high intellect. So fuck yeah. And I think it's hilarious. There's a line that P said on HIC that really affected the way that I operate. He said, "From now on, call me Columbo." All right, so if you guys don't know who Columbo is, it's he was a detective. It was a show about a detective who everyone thought was stupid. He played dumb. His clothes were always wrinkled. You know, his hair was always fucked up. And he played like he wasn't smart. But when you do that around people, they will treat you like you're stupid. And that's when they offer up lots of information. So, as a detective, it was an effective tool to play stupid. I looked at that line in a whole different light because you can't give everyone access to you, your ability, your intelligence, your empathy, whatever it is, your skill sets. So I like to pull the Columbo and wear hoodies and shit like that and smell like weed all the time and smoke blunts in front of the smartest, most powerful people. And then be just as smart as them. That shit's hilarious to me because they're just like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm not with that country club nonsense and all that. Your upper level Ivy League education and fraternities and row teams and all that. That shit is fucking whack. Yo, I'm trying to smoke blunts and make rap music. What's up? I mean, I am the the official college dropout because Kanye went to school for like a semester or a year or something and dropped out and called himself the college dropout. I finished all of my biology classes, had 2 physics and 4 chemistries before med school, and said, yo, now I'm going to drop out and go make rap music. So yo, Tia, I will tell you, I am not a book reader. My brain doesn't function like that. It does other things. But I read that book in one day. I couldn't stop. I had to get it over with. It was so much information and I just wanted it all. Just give it all to me. Like I want all that shit. Let's see. I do. I only have one, and I can't tell it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell that story. There's no point in it. It's somewhat amusing. All the details in it are exactly to be expected and assumed, so it's not shocking in any way whatsoever. But in order to tell that story, there's no way to tell it without somebody getting thrown under the bus, and there's no reason for me to do that to them. No, I have not. It's odd because, you know, people, I get, if I do an interview with somebody, one of the questions that always popped up is, who is somebody that you want to work with that you haven't? Because that's an engineer. It's like your resume is everything. Like, you know, I did all these projects or I had a part to play in all this. So I don't. Younger, yeah, I would have loved to put everybody's name on my resume. But at this point in my existence, even if Kanye called me and was just like, yo, you're on deck, let's get busy, I'd be like, nah, I'm good, homie. I'm good on that one. Because I know in order for me to work on anybody's music, I have to do what I do. I have to be me, right? That's what we're here for, is for me to do what I do. And he is not somebody that accepts that. You do things, it's him. So I don't think that relationship in the studio would have lasted very long, to be honest with you. And I have worked with extremely high level people, like dream jobs. And at that level, you kind of don't do anything. You're there when they need you to do exactly what it is you're there to do. And then other than that, you're just on standby. And I know that being paid to sit in the lounge and watch movies and get the credit of doing sessions with these mega stars is a dream job for some people. But it happened to me twice in my career. The very first time was with Missy Elliott. Literally at Quad Studios, you set up the mic, set up the Phantom, set up the studio session in Pro Tools, patch everything, and then they're like, all right, I'll let you know if I need you, and then you go sit in the fucking lounge and they shut the doors and you are not part of any of it. You're just there in case they need something done in the room that somebody on their team doesn't know how to do. So after Missy Elliott, very extremely gracious and humble. She was awesome. But I would really like to have actually been a part of it. So I went to the management at Quad. I said, yo, don't ever book me for a session like that again. Like, I know it's Missy Elliott and that shit is fucking dope and everything, but I'm not the one. I don't want to just sit in the lounge, dude. I always used to say, I'm too dope for that shit. The second time that happened, I'll tell that story in detail in my book, but it was another, like, up there dream job, and whole lot of sitting there watching movies. And I told him at the end of the first real session, the first long one, like, I'm not the one. I have to be active. I can't just sit there. I know everybody on the planet wants this fucking job, so, give it to one of them. And that was the end of that one. But it's all good because it is what it is. So, I just finished my second blunt, and I got some things to do because I am active at all times. So, I appreciate everybody coming through. I will see you guys at 9 o'clock for Beat Boutique. So get your music together, and we'll see how we can make it better together, and make it sound dope. So I'll see you guys in, which is essentially 4 hours. So, stay safe. I'll see you soon.